Well, hello, America. I'm here in Orlando, Florida, where we'll be doing some work for the Children's Miracle Network. We'll be back in New York tomorrow. Well, it's the most important of his campaign. That's what many are calling Barack Obama's speech this afternoon. He addressed the role of race in our nation's history, this presidential campaign. The racist, inflammatory remarks of Reverend Jeremiah Wright, Obama's friend and pastor and spiritual advisor for the last 20 years. So, here's the point tonight. The point is, I believe that the Reverend Wright's comments are anti-American and racist, period. There's no amount of explaining that can change his hateful thoughts expressed in his own words. And here are just a few.
Barack knows what it means to be a black man living in a country and a culture that is controlled by rich white people. And Hillary ain't never been called a God bless America. No, no, no. Not God bless America. God damn America. Hillary never had to worry about being pulled over in her car as a black man driving in the wrong. I am sick of Negroes who just do not get it. Hillary has never had her people defined as non-persons. Hillary was not a black boy raised in a single-parent home. Barack was. Hillary never had a cab whiz past her and not pick her up because her skin was the wrong color. A poor black man in a country and a culture that is controlled by and run by rich white people. He taught me, Jesus did, how to love my enemies.
I think he's implying there that his enemies are the rich white man. I'm not sure, though. Now, here is Obama.
The remarks that have caused this recent firestorm weren't simply controversial. They weren't simply a religious leader's efforts to speak out against perceived injustice. Instead, they expressed a profoundly distorted view of this country, a view that sees white racism as endemic and that elevates what is wrong with America above all that we know is right with America.
Okay, that's all well and good, Barack, but your former pastor embraced Louis Farrakhan, possibly the most anti-white, anti-Semitic man in America. You say that the Reverend has a profoundly distorted view of America. Well, I agree with you. Unfortunately, it seems like he's not alone. May I play some videotape that maybe you haven't seen, Mr. Obama? It's your wife, Michelle, and her own profoundly distorted view of America.
And let me tell you something. For the first time in my adult lifetime, I'm really proud of my country.
Okay. She explained that away later. I no longer believe that explanation. And you know what? I'm sorry, Senator, but I'm not buying your bullcrap either. I'm disappointed. You know, I thought you were one guy who would tell it like it is. I don't think you are. Maybe you didn't know what your wife was saying, because I'm going to cut you slack. A lot of us don't listen to our wife. You know what I'm saying? But maybe you need to go out on a listening tour with Hillary. You know, you should be listening to your closest advisors, because apparently you're the last one to know about their profoundly distorted views of America. I say Barack Obama is guilty of exactly in what some of the Reverend's camp have charged people like me doing, and that's cherry-picking moments from Reverend Wright's speeches that don't represent the whole man or his whole point of view. Well, Barack Obama, I'm glad you can cherry-pick the sweet memories of Reverend Wright and how he was when he gave you and your wife the wedding and baptized your kids. However, I don't believe you can deny that the views expressed in these sermons represent opinions shaped over 20 years. No one can say these things this often and still be considered a rational, tolerant person that should have access as a spiritual advisor to the guy who might be sitting in the Oval Office. No one can say that 9/11 was a wake-up call for white America in a church of all places and still be seen as anything else but a hate monger and a bigot. So tonight, here's what you need to know. Barack Obama says that his leading spiritual advisor has a profoundly distorted view of America. But those disgusting views don't represent the sum of who Reverend Wright is. Well, here's my question. When I see the infamously anti-gay Westboro Baptist Church, when they're protesting the funeral of a fallen soldier with signs that say God hates fags, they do it over and over and over again. I don't stick around to hear the rest of their message. Should I? I mean, I don't check out their bake sale. I just stopped listening. Obama had 20 years to listen to what the Reverend Wright had to say. He should have stopped listening a long time ago. Hate is hate.